Okay, hello game design class. I'm going to show you again how to do this in Unity to create a new project and create a wall. So File, New Project, Character Controller. I can choose a few of these standard skyboxes, Tree Creator, Water, and Terrain. Some of these I don't need, but you can pick whatever you want. Those ones are the important ones though. So now it creates the new project. The more you choose, the longer this process will take. Okay, so we have an empty canvas here. If we click, nothing happens because we have the translator selected. Let's click on things. If we choose the hand, we can move around. If we use the arrow keys, we can move around. If you hold shift, you can move faster. There's lots of ways. If you accidentally click one of these, you're just looking from one direction. You click back on the yellow square and you should get a better view. We have to play around with it a bit. We do free, it goes back to this one here. Okay, so these different things will do different things, basically. That's kind of obvious. It's kind of silly. So experiment with these if you want to do something that you're not able to do with your clicking in the scene. So I've got my main camera. Notice where it's pointed to the right, which means I want to put stuff in front of it or else I won't be able to see it. I could rotate it so I can see different stuff. Now I'm rotating up or down, but I just want to be sure that I can see what I want to see. So I'm now going to create a floor. My floor, I go to Hierarchy, and I create a cube, and I'm going to make this cube bigger. I'm going to make this cube bigger. Let me shrink this a little bit so it all appears in the view. I'm going to shrink this, make this bigger by changing the scale in this transform in the inspector. So if I make the X value larger, it's going to have a 100 value X. The Y value is up and down. I don't want a giant wall, so I'm going to leave that at 1. But I'll make the Z value 100. So now I've got a big floor, and I can zoom out, and there's my floor in space. I zoom out using a mouse wheel or using my two-finger touch on the trackpad. Okay. I want to rename my cube floor, so I know it's the floor. And I'm going to change the position, just to make this easier, to 0, 0, 0. Maybe minus 0, minus 1, so it's a little bit below. Okay. There's my camera. Alright, now I want to add a light. I'm going to create a point light, so Hierarchy, create point light. I can choose where to put this. I can change the range of the light. If I make it 15, I can use the translate on this arrow to move it up or down. And that's kind of nice there. I can change various things like the intensity. That's just fine. Okay, now I want to create my wall. My wall is going to be made of boxes or cubes. So here's a cube. If I look at my camera, let's see if I can see this. Okay, I can't. That means my camera must be pointed the other way. So I'm going to move this around until I can actually see what I want to be looking at. Oh, there it is. Okay, my camera is apparently pointing in this yellow direction. So now it's appearing in my camera preview. I can always click on game, and that's what my game is seeing. I could also move my light so that looks a little prettier. Like have it behind the camera. Okay, there's my box. Great. Okay. But I want more than one cube, so I'm going to copy it. But first I'm going to add properties to this cube I want. I want this cube it's going to become a wall that has physics, so I can knock it down. So when I click on my cube, I can do that by clicking on cube in the hierarchy, or I can do that by clicking on the cube in the scene editor. So I'm going to now look at the intersector. I'm looking at my cube. I'm going to add a component. I'm going to add physics. And I've got a bunch of options here. The simplest one is rigid body. So now my box has physics. It has a mass of 1, drag of 0, angular drag of 0.05, uses gravity. Notice its location is, I make this location a little higher because I don't want it to fall through the floor. Okay, I'm going to hit play and see if I can see the block now fall. Yes, I can. I hit play again to stop it. Note, I can't hit pause. Pause does not do what you expect. Pause just pauses the thing, but you can't edit it then. Okay, now I want more cubes. To get more cubes, I click on my cube, and I hit Command D on a Mac or Control D on a PC. Now I've got 2. And I create a new one. Every time I create a new one, I need to move it out of the way. If I don't move it out of the way and I hit play, I've got 2 physics objects on top of each other, and they're going to kind of explode. So now I've got 4. I can select them all, hit Command D again, drag it up. So now my camera preview, I've got this wall of 8 blocks. Now I've got 12. I can select all of these, duplicate all of them. And I've got a big wall. It's a bit above ground. I should hit play. I should see them all fall to the ground. Okay, my camera's a little bit off, but that's fine. That's what I want. Okay, I want to create a new so I have all these cubes here. Oh, I did something I didn't want to do here. I accidentally copied a bunch of cameras. I don't want to do that. So I want to get rid of, I only want one main camera, or else that's confusing. All these cubes, I can rename to wall. And if I select all my cubes, I can maybe create an empty object. Well, that's not critical. I'm just going to rename this cube. And all the cubes are my wall. Okay, I'm going to pause briefly and get to the scripting now of how do we make our camera be able to shoot things.